good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flesh is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. I mean, 100% disappeared. Crystal Flesh was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flesh is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Hi, this is Kevin Piper with Piper's Auction Company. Piper's upcoming September auctions include 600 acres in Stutzman County, 140 acres in Grand Forks County, 289 acres in Cass County, 709 acres in Trail County, 160 acres in Ransom County near Lisbon, and many more land and equipment auctions in Barnes, Ward, McLean, Renville, Towner, Walsh, Morton, Burleigh, and Burke counties. Call Piper's 877-700-4099 or view all these land and equipment auctions at pipers.com.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us today. It's a free-for-all Wednesday.
Free-for-all.
Finally, free-for-all Wednesday.
We're gonna be talking chemtrails, directed energy weapons. We're gonna be.
That's Tuesdays.
What else are we gonna be talking about today?
Those are Tuesdays.
Hey, how about the fact that it's weather and ag? Maybe we should talk about those.
We will talk about how those affect ag and weather. We will.
Bridgette, we've learned your buttons, and we know how to push them.
Where my downside is and everything.
Got him!
Nice. I like that.
We will be giving away Steam Threshers reunion tickets. Let me see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should we give away 3 sets of 2 or 2 sets of 3? Probably 3 sets of 2.
Yeah, 3
Correct.
sets of 2.
Yeah. So whenever you hear the screaming goat, be the first caller, 701-293-9000. That's 701-293-9000. Whenever you hear the screaming goat.
Yeah, whenever you hear the screaming goat.
And you just never know when.
Well, with Justin running the controls, you truly never know, that's for sure. But yeah, so we got 3 sets of 3 pairs of tickets for the Steam Threshers reunion. That starts September 1st and goes through the 4th.
And that's how we're going to give away the first pair of 2?
Anytime you hear the screaming goat.
Anytime you hear the screaming goat.
Yeah.
What's the weather look like for Rolog, gentlemen? Because if I'm going to truck on over there, I want to know if it's going to be nice.
It looks hot. It's going to be hot. So, and the humidity will be increasing this weekend as well. So just keep that in mind. You know, if
I got someone.
You got someone.
They called. They thought that was the screaming goat.
No.
Oh,
that wasn't the screaming goat. That's not what the goat sounds like.
No.
You'll know when you hear it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, why don't we do a check on that forecast here real quick? Let's see what's going on around the area today.
Yeah. We've got temperatures right now in the upper 70s. Plenty of sunshine out there. Still a little smoke and haze, but we'll make it up into the lower 80s today with those winds out of the south-southeast at about 5 to 15. For tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, not nearly as chilly. We were in the upper 40s and across much of the area this morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll be into the low 60s, so that's a lot warmer. Then as we head into your Thursday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. An isolated pop-up storm can't be ruled out, with highs into the mid to upper 80s. And then as we head into your Friday, mid to upper 80s and the 90s come into the forecast as we head into this weekend. It's going to be a hot weekend.
That's nice. That's nice. And the humidity will be back a little bit too. Any chances for any... A
pop-up storm tomorrow can't be ruled out. Other than that, Labor Day night, maybe late Labor Day, might have a pop-up storm or two. But I think a better chance Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
Right on.
That's good news there.
Well, let's see. What do we got going on today besides the laser beams?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so with all the fog that we had like this morning, I think that was fairly widespread. So are we going to continue to see that settle in for the next few mornings? I mean, can you predict fog, you guys? Is there a way to actually do that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. We sure can. And winds are going to be too strong. Now, although, what day was it we had that real strong inversion? Was that?
Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
No, but coming up here, we were talking about this in the office, that anytime you have a strong inversion, in other words, temperatures just above the surface, a lot warmer than they are at the surface, a lot of times that's conducive for fog development. So we'll be watching for that. But over the next couple of days, winds will be a little strong. That kind of mixes up the atmosphere. So we shouldn't have that problem next couple of days.
Well,
good question.
All right, because you still have all those folks out there that are using the wives' tale, and we can call it that, or we can call it scientific.
Science.
That 90 days from fog, it could be raining or snowing. So you have a lot of folks that saw those foggy mornings and are a little concerned about what our late harvest weather might look like.
I've also heard another one with days of fog
in
August. Are we gonna
equates to the number of
winter
snowstorms.
Storms.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, like we were on the same page.
We were on the same page. And we've had like 12 foggy mornings already this August.
And now Bridgette's very afraid of her travel for this winter month.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Wait. Everybody calm down.
Ask the Magic 8 Ball something here real quick. Magic 8 Ball, is this going to be a snowy, rough winter?
What'd he say?
Most likely.
That hurts my heart.
No.
If Bridgette's doing traveling, you can count on it.
That's good news, though. Yeah. We need snow. We need lots of snow, and then just a slow spring.
Well, actually, you guys, so that snow, that was a discussion that I had with some farmers just yesterday in regards to our ground really didn't freeze very hard last year. And we are seeing so many bugs. Think about how difficult the flies seem to be. We had a run of mosquitoes, grasshoppers. We're seeing clover worm has been in crop. We have, like in the garden, I saw a lot of cabbage moths this year. We had to spray for soybean aphids. So when we have those winters where it doesn't get very cold, where the ground doesn't freeze, we had that insulating cover of snow, we seem to have a lot more bug problems, and including the fact that it was dry early on probably pushed into that as well. So something people are talking about right there.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm sure people probably wouldn't mind a cold, well, I mean, I don't want to say they wouldn't mind a cold winter, but if we can get like a really good cold snap and get a deep frost, that should throw a lot of issues to the side.
Before we get to that really heavy-duty snowfall, that was such an insulating cover for this past year. That would be very true.
This is kind of a catch-22. Maybe the listeners want to catch or play in on this. 701-293-9000, Red Wing Shoes phone line if you want to call into the studio. And this kind of goes in two different directions. Do you want a good cold snap with little snow to take care of some bug issues and anything else that's going on? But then that relates to a better potential for flooding in the spring because the ground is frozen. It's not able to absorb that moisture. It just runs right off into the river system. If you're outside the valley, you probably don't really care how much frost you get. But within the valley or close to a river, I mean, I'm sure you're probably paying attention to that to some degree. So if you want to weigh in on that, 701-293-9000. A couple other things we'll be talking about during the program today. Couple of our ag topics. This is going to be feeding cattle. Oh, that's the wrong day. That's tomorrow's. I can't tease tomorrow's. I keep thinking it's Thursday because I played softball yesterday, and we used to play on Wednesdays.
Your week is totally off.
Oh,
you're in trouble now.
Well, we got ethanol increases as jet fuel. Also, some global phosphate discovery and grain. Bag storage options. And I think there was one from yesterday that we didn't have time to get to, and I think we will today. Did we touch on microplastics in farmland? I don't know if we did or not.
We did not, but we also didn't talk about the junior crop scouting school, which I'm strongly considering signing the two of you up for that next summer.
Oh, what does it entail?
I think it's for kids, is
Well-
what she's saying.
Are you calling me a child?
Not intentionally.
Ah.
Okay. There it is. Who's going to be that first caller?
Someone's got it on speed dial, I'm sure. This
Well,
isn't going to
that
take
depends.
long.
Do you have a caller yet, or are they still waiting?
I got about 36 lines that just lit up here. Let's we said caller number 1, but Heather, who is this?
We did.
This is Raleigh.
This is Raleigh?
Hey, Raleigh, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good. You
glad
need a
to
couple
hear.
of tickets for the Steam Threshers reunion?
Sure.
All right.
On. Well, let's get you. I'm gonna throw you on hold here for our producer. He's gonna get a little information about from you, and he'll tell you how you can claim that pair of tickets. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Thanks for calling, Raleigh. Look at that. All 47 lines just disappeared instantly too.
Right, we still have 4 more tickets to give away.
Yeah, we do. So be
We do.
listening for the Screaming Goat. We'll play it a few more times during the show. We'll be giving away a few
All
more
right.
pairs of tickets.
Back to the two of you and my signing you up for the Junior Crop Scouting School.
Mm-hmm.
This is being put on by NDSU Extension. This also helps bring students from the ages of 10 to 18 into agronomy. You know, we hear a lot of times about kids that get to be active in livestock production in a variety of ways, including just last week, we talked about the fact that North Dakota Lamb and Wool Association is helping students with starter loans for 10 Rambouillet ewes. Whereas this week, we're going to talk about the fact that for agronomy, the Extension Service is bringing those kids 10 to 18 years old out into the field. They not only get to look at, corn and soybeans, which in a way they're a little bit boring, but they also get to look at flax, dry beans, including fava beans. We all remember that movie line in our heads, don't we? And the kids get to see things like buckwheat and conventional cereal crops like wheat and
buckwheat?
barley.
Like from
Buckwheat.
like from the Little Rascals.
Little Rascals.
What?
That's right.
Wow.
Sweet.
And they get that chance to do crop scouting where they're looking for pests, whether it be bugs or weeds, etc., and they get to sharpen their skills because 4-H and FFA also offer contests that are in crop judging, land and range judging, and so these are things that kids can not only use in those contests, and they can take that information with them as they decide on their potential future careers in farming or agronomy. I think that's
Sounds
a great
like
starter
good
program.
Yeah, I like the way that sounds. Dean, it looks like we
I'm
might
up
be
for
getting a... Wait,
Okay.
is this a paid vacation?
Well,
Well, you're never
Please
too
tell
old to
me
learn.
this.
you're never too old to learn.
No.
It would be tons. Can you imagine how much fun we would have, though, talking with those kids and just
Oh,
hearing what
man.
they think?
Oh, it'd
Right?
be a good time.
Yeah, I
I
think that would be probably one of the
That's
best.
something we should do. Let's discuss the details here. Let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll hit a couple more ag topics. More checks on the forecast. Of course, any questions that you have, anything you want us to talk about, this is your show just as much as it is ours. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone line. You can always hit us up in our email inboxes. That's weather@flagfamily.com as well as ag@agfamily.com. You can also drop comments in the comment boxes on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, or you can also just find us by watching us on Acres TV. Stay tuned. Weather and Ag in Focus. We'll be right back.
Livestock is mixed, fats and feeders lower, hogs higher. For the American Ag Network, broadcasting live from the Farm Progress Show in Decatur, Illinois, I'm Richard Risvet with this market update. Now, the live cattle complex is trading higher today as traders patiently wait to see if anything eventful develops in today's cash cattle market. It is encouraging to note that midday box beef prices are mixed as opposed to fully lower, as packers need to continue to see adequate beef demand if they're going to continue to stay active in the cash market and keep chain speeds running where they are. A single bid of $290 is currently being offered in Nebraska, but no cattle have yet to trade. Asking price in the south are noted at $181 to $182, and in the north at $292 to $294 dressed. Box beef prices are mixed. Choice up 125 and select down 14 with a movement of 61 loads. And after 2 days earlier this week of stronger, higher trade, the feeder cattle complex is now trading lower as traders patiently wait for some follow through in fundamental support, especially from the cash cattle market. Corn is still trending lower, which is boding well for feeders, but traders are wanting to see something come to fruition fundamentally this week in order to justify continuing to trade the complex at these price points. We'll get a look at the livestock numbers. This is the American Ag Network.
Do you know how much one stalk of wheat is worth? Well, you're about to find out. Wheat is a member of the grass family that produces a dry, one-seeded fruit commonly called a kernel. There are about 1 million kernels of wheat in a bushel, about 50 kernels per stalk, which if we do the math is about 20,000 stalks of wheat per bushel. That means that if a bushel is worth $8, then each stalk is worth about 0.04 cents. So, you would need 2,500 wheat stalks to equal $1. Now, that one bushel of wheat will yield approximately 42 pounds of white flour or 60 pounds of whole wheat flour. A bushel of wheat makes about 42 pounds of pasta or 210 servings of spaghetti. Wheat is the primary grain used in U.S. grain products. Approximately 3/4 of all U.S. grain products are made from wheat flour. And in the United States, 1 acre of harvested land yields an average of around 45 to 50 bushels of wheat. So if you ever wondered how much one stalk of wheat was worth, now you know. These farm facts brought to you by the American Ag Network.
Let's get a look at the livestock numbers. Live cattle August down 192 at 179.07. October down 117 at 180.30. December down 147 at 184.40. And the February live cattle, they're down 127 at 188.50. Feeders August down 70 at 250 even. September down 145 at 252.57. Lean hogs October up 187 at 82.60. December up 120 at 74.02. And the February lean hogs, they're up 120 at 78.20. Quick check on the grains here. September corn is down 5 at 464.5, with December down 3 3/4 at 483. The dollar sits at 103.0, with crude oil trading up about 40 cents at right around $81.50 a barrel. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Ristvet.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back to WDAY Weather and Ag Focus. Thrilled you're here with us. We have so much fun when we're all together. And today is a bit of a free-for-all Wednesday. We just get to cover whatever topics might come to mind. So, gentlemen, any topics that come to mind?
Does it have to be ag?
Yes. Notice I didn't even stop. I'm like, yes, it does. Because our sponsors are ag sponsors, like for Here We Grow, and that would be Dakota Bank. Dakota Bank is one of the largest ag lending institutions in the region. They now have a Fargo office that have recently opened, and we appreciate it when we have listeners like one of their ag lenders, Chad Prewy, who sends us good information from the road when he says, hey, I saw that field you're talking about. Here's what's going on out there.
He also sent us a bunch of money. That's how we bought that equipment.
Don't tell Dean. Don't tell Dean about that.
Well, you used my credit.
Money.
I mean,
but you didn't know about the cash we got, right?
What?
Now?
What?
Maybe? Never mind. And then North Dakota Estate Services. So Mark with North Dakota Estate Services helped Justin and I figure out how to keep that money for ourselves, but keep Dean out of it. So the rest of you can do that too.
Apparently there's a couple loopholes in there you could take advantage of. It's kind of,
who knew?
On
but
that
now
line,
we do.
But it's in our favor, so.
I'm sure it is.
Sorry, buddy. Did you take that life insurance plan out yet?
Move onward.
It'll be okay, Dean. Thanks for marking us as dependents on your taxes.
Well, you're both children, so I mean, that would make sense. That would absolutely make sense.
United Airlines. United Airlines is saying that they are on track to use 10 million gallons of aviation fuel, not flu, fuel this, and that's about 10 times more than they used in 2019. Here's the kicker that I find wild. So first of all, this sustainable aviation fuel is coming from ethanol. I did it again. Fuel is coming from ethanol, which is coming from corn. So that's great. It's actually being refined out in Dickinson at the Marathon Refinery. But the environmentalists are saying, yeah, that's not quite good enough yet. They believe that it's not enough of an efficiency and it's not being measured accurately. And so they want to see more done. And we're already making jet fuel out of corn products, guys.
Okay,
how much more do they think we need to do?
Did they see what happened to the protesters out in Nevada?
Oh man.
All right.
That is a good point, right?
Yeah. So why don't you keep on yapping, and maybe why don't you get out in front of the refinery plant, and and then see what happens. Why don't you take care of that out there?
It won't go as well.
Man,
won't go as well. But for all of those who talk about, we've got to do things more renewable, sustainable, climate change, all of the buzzwords. Well, you know what? We're talking about millions of gallons of jet fuel that's being used off of ethanol from our corn crop, and North Dakota is slated to have another million bushels of corn more than expected this year. So, hey, happy corn to us. That sounds awesome.
This will be something I'll have to look into. So don't quote me on this because I do not actually know. But aren't we like number one or towards the top for most renewable things that we use in conservation for climate stuff?
As far as the state?
Between water and air and all the regulations that you have to meet. Aren't we towards the top in the entire world?
I think we likely are because we do very good management of our overall resources. And remember, the Biden administration came out and they said they want a 30 by 30 plan. So by the year 2030, they wanted 30 million acres put into conservation. But we already have somewhere in the neighborhoods of 27 million. So it's not like we have to go far. We're already doing lots of good with conservation, whether it's with a highly erodible farmland or national park system, etc. So realistically, I think we're measuring quite well.
I think so too. And this is a different topic, but while we're talking about acres of land, the amount of wildfires up in Canada that have been burning, have you seen the numbers on that? The number of burnt acres?
Do you have a number? Because I have not.
I have not.
Well, I can get the number here in a moment. I don't have it pulled up in front of me.
I know that.
But it's basically equivalent. The amount of square acres that have burned up in Canada is about equivalent to the state of North Dakota.
That's it.
Wow. That's huge.
See, I would think it was bigger than that.
Yeah, it's about the size of North Dakota's total square area.
Huh.
So imagine the whole state
on fire
and then disperse that across Canada.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's up in the Northwest Territories now too. They, it seems like once they get something contained, something else starts. So,
let me see if I can. I got this number here, and try and pull it up here. It's gonna take me a moment. So why don't we switch over to a different topic? Let's hit on that microplastics in farmland, Bridgette. While I find this.
Okay. So that comes to us from. I want you to think about the example that when you go to the shorelines, to the ocean shores, there's something called sea glass, and that is generally broken glass that has been manipulated by the sand and the waves and smoothed the edges, and it's almost jewel-like. Well, microplastics you could think about are similar. They are tiny little beads of plastic that have been worn down through things like sewage systems that then can become gray water that gets pushed out to irrigation on fields located close to towns and municipalities. Here's the downside. Those little plastic beads, they're not like jewels of the sea that you might find. Instead, they're being found in fields, and those plastics are then a problem when it comes into folks who are trying to use that land to its full capacity, and they've got a problem with the plastics plugging up equipment or just simply being part of the landscape, and that's dragging down some yield. And is it a problem? Yes. But it's not as big of a problem as this fly that's flying around in my pickup. That I keep trying to talk and it's all over me.
I'm just waiting for the scene while you're like mid-sentence and it just decides to go right in your mouth.
That's why there's a mute button, because right now things I want to say that should be on mute.
Yeah. You make sure that mute button's on there, Bridgette. I got the numbers for those wildfires that are going on up in Canada. So there's, as of yesterday, 624 fires. 226 of those are uncontrolled. So far, as of yesterday, again, the fires have burnt 37,460,000 acres. So 37,500 acres. Million. Oh my.
Million.
I can't even talk. 37.5 million acres. And the state of North Dakota is 45.25 million acres.
Look, don't fail us now, Justin. You're the one who has to do the math on this show. And if you can't read numbers, we're host. We got nothing here. I don't know who we're going to get to help us out.
They only need to burn another 7 million acres to be the same size of North Dakota.
Let's not be encouraging.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's productive. I mean, that's productive land. Now, one of the things that is a problem here is if logging and grazing of cattle and other livestock could be done in the fashion in which we used to, we'd probably have less wildfires because a lot of that brush would be worn down.
Well, that's what goes on over there in California a lot. Is none of the brush gets picked up or cleaned.
Mhm.
It falls down. It all just collects. And then when something does start, it just burns and goes because there's so much fuel available. And you know,
Yes.
Canada burns a lot, but it's all woods.
There's a lot to the north, and there's going to be less now. What's been happening up there, and think about the folks that are smoke jumpers. They're tired.
Oh, I'm sure
And
they
that
are.
logging industry, I consider logging and forestry a lot like agriculture. I mean, those folks would like to continue to do their business as best possible. So them to do some of that logging isn't a bad thing. It actually saves those forests in the long term.
Right. Well, some of those fires, I mean, sometimes they're beneficial, depending on where exactly
right.
they're burning and to what degree. But there's a lot of foliage that has evolved to need forest fires to survive the right way. You look at the redwoods over in California, and they were wondering why they couldn't get any of these new trees to grow. And they had a wildfire came through, and they're like, oh, no, we don't have any new trees, and our big redwoods are all going to burn up and die. And, well, it turns out the redwoods are somewhat semi-resistant to wildfires, and the seeds that they drop need the fires to crack them open or something like that for the new saplings to grow. So after this fire rolled through, and the outsides of these trees kind of, they got a little damage. I mean, it's fire, they're wood. But then all these new ones started growing up after that.
Hey, after you have fire like that, you get regrowth, and that's a benefit.
Right. Well, we're going to take a short moment
If you guys don't
here.
mind, hour 1:30. Yeah, it's time because I do these flies. My Lord.
Sounds good. We'll be right back after this.
All right.
We're talking with Adam at Cheyenne Gardens. Adam, let's say someone has a little gap in their garden or they want to add some flowers for next year. Is fall a good time to plant some new perennials?
Fall's an excellent time to plant some new perennials. Early in the fall, like now, I'm planting pretty much everything I can think of still because we have enough time for those plants to root out and get going for the season. I'm also starting to dig and divide my spring blooming perennials. So my peonies, my iris, my bleeding hearts, some of those things, my Virginia bluebells, those things that bloom early in the spring, I dig them in the fall. The rule of thumb is if it blooms in the fall, you dig in the spring. If it blooms in the spring, you dig in the fall. So we're doing that right now. And then very, very important, we leave our tops on for the winter so it catches the snow, and we also mulch them in so they have some snow and some insulation for that early winter when we don't have snow. Fall is a great time to plant. You just have to go into protection mode a little bit more to make sure we have enough snow cover for winter because that's our best insulator.
Excellent. Thanks, Adam. Cheyenne Gardens, a great place to wander, admire, and explore for the largest variety of trees, shrubs, and bedding plants in the area. Just 10 minutes from Fargo up I-29 in Harwood.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. A man is in custody after authorities say they received a tip about a shooting threat directed at Horace Middle School. The Cass County Sheriff's Office tells us they received the tip from the FBI just before 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. The tip identified 35-year-old James P. Donnelly as the suspect. Law enforcement located Donnelly at a hotel in Fargo and arrested him for an outstanding warrant unrelated to the incident. Through the course of their investigation, Donnelly was also charged with felony terrorizing. Some state lawmakers in Minnesota say they're willing to clarify a new law that has caused several law enforcement agencies to suspend their school resource officer programs. Law enforcement officers say the new law prevents them from using physical restraints against students. They say if they use the restraints, they could be sued or arrested. Governor Walz said Tuesday he's open to changes in the law, but won't call a special session. That means any changes will likely have to wait until the legislature begins a new session in February. And veterinarians are reporting an ongoing increase in kennel cough cases in and around the Fargo-Moorhead area. Kennel cough is a catch-all term for canine respiratory infections. They're reportedly common this time of year. However, experts say this strain seems to be particularly severe and isn't responding well to the regular treatments. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
Do you love working on cars but don't love your current job? If so, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Matthew Carlson, owner of Fix It Forward Auto Care. We're a family-owned full-service auto repair shop looking to hire skilled automotive technicians. With our state-of-the-art shops, great work environment with competitive pay and benefits, you'll enjoy a great job with a bigger purpose and a lot of opportunity for advancement. Visit FixItForwardAutoCare.com to apply. Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix It Forward Auto Care. Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through September 30th, see Acme Equipment for full disclaimer. See the full line of Kubota at Acme Equipment on the I-29 frontage road, Fargo.
Attention all growers and ag retailers. Tired of losing the war against wild oats? It's time to bring in the big guns. Avedex and Fargo herbicides from Gowan, USA. These Group 15 herbicides are your ticket to controlling Group 1 and Group 2 resistant wild oats and suppressing brome and ryegrass. Don't let these weeds invade your field. Take charge. Contact your local ag retailer today and get your hands on Avedex and Fargo. Go. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
Welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for rejoining us. It's 1:35 right now. Taking a look at the currents outside FM Metro. 79 degrees. South winds at 10 miles an hour. Heat index of 80 degrees. Hi there. Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Who are we talking to today? John, do you want to go to the Steam Threshers reunion?
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Right on. Well, I got a pair of tickets here waiting for you. You stay on the line, we'll get some information from you, and then we'll figure out how you can pick those tickets up, all right?
Yep, thank you.
Yep,
Thanks, John.
No problem. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling, and congrats.
We got one more pair left.
What do we got here? Hello? Who's this?
Yeah, this is Sandy Nelson.
Hi, you said it was Sandy?
It is.
Hey,
yeah.
Well, we already gave our pair of tickets away, but since you stayed on the line, I got an extra pair here in the office. So you want a pair of tickets to the Steam Threshers reunion?
That'd be fabulous.
Hey, right on. Well, thanks for calling. Thanks for listening. I'm going to throw you on hold. It might take a moment for our producer to get to you because we got one person in front of you, but we'll figure out how you can get those tickets, all right?
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandy. Have a good day.
Look at that. I'm such a nice guy.
You are. Yeah, where are you getting these? Just
I thought I was a jerk.
Well, you are. Well, yeah, you are.
I mean, in other words, but.
So, folks, we know that right now is the Farm Progress Show down in Decatur, Illinois, and there is a press release that I've received considering that USDA Secretary Tom Vilsack is currently at Farm Progress, and he made some announcements today about the fact that USDA is awarding $266 million in loans and grants to ag producers and small rural businesses to make investments in renewable energy and energy efficiency. So some of those examples of projects that are being approved, such as this is in Maine. They will use a $1 million grant to install a 1.5 megawatt solar array expected to offset over 950,000 pounds of coal and reducing carbon emissions by 860 metric tons annually. Additionally, D&M Farm Ventures, this is in Pennsylvania, they're going to use a $130,000 grant to purchase and install a 200 kilowatt solar photovoltaic system. And photovoltaic to me sounds like solar panels to help manage more of their barns. That's just a guess, but those are just some of the things going on at Farm Progress. And again, that's an announcement by USDA, and it was announced by U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack just today at noon.
You know what I was thinking that whole time?
What's
Not
that?
the whole time, but like the first thing that popped into my mind when you said array.
Uh-huh.
You guys know where Alaska's at?
I do.
You know what is located inside of Alaska?
Boy, what?
Oil?
Well, there's oil. Yeah. No, harp.
Oh, no.
How many buttons is that today, Bridgette?
Are they based out of
them?
Are they based out of Alaska?
They are in Alaska. HAARP.
So when these planes are spraying the chemtrails, so you're saying they're coming out of Alaska?
No. Those ones are based more regional. But HAARP is a institution out there in Alaska to observe atmospheric conditions. And they have a big
is somewhat
radio frequency array system out there to do it.
Oh, okay.
which is somewhat related to weather, but that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that farmers who are running out of bin space this year at harvest might be using grain bags in their fields to try to have extra storage available. Look at how smooth I did that.
That was good.
Right away from that,
Good.
over here.
Bridgette saw her shot and she just took it.
She
hit it out of the park. That was great.
Call her butter because she's on a roll. Oh, yeah. Man.
At least he didn't say anything about like a fat roll. That'd be terrible. So, okay.
Well, why don't we run down another check on the forecast here real quick before we dive into another ag topic. Dean, what we got out there right now?
Well, we've got temperatures right now in the upper 70s and winds not particularly strong out of the south, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. And we're going to continue to see sunny skies today. A few cumulus clouds popping up here and there with highs in the low 80s. Down into the low 60s tonight. That's a far cry from the upper 40s where we were this morning. And as we head into tomorrow, it's going to be a windy day. Winds gusting at or just over 30 miles an hour out of the south-southeast. That'll help push some of that smoke back up into Canada. You can take it, keep it up there. Highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 90s, much of the same for Thursday, or for Friday, I should say. And the weekend looks hot and a little more humid as well. It's really going to feel like summer with highs in the 90s for this upcoming holiday weekend. A really great weather weekend, just not a lot of rain in the forecast. An isolated pop-up storm possible late on Thursday. And then another chance of a pop-up storm or two on Labor Day late in the day. So just not a lot of rain in the forecast over the next week. Maybe a little bit more next Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see how that kind of irons itself out. But a hot weekend for sure. A great way to kind of end summer, if you will, out at the lake, a pool.
Burning.
You name it. Burning. Yeah.
Dry and hot.
Yeah. Well,
combining, because it's good weather for combining. That's what we're doing.
Boy, no
Lots
doubt.
of wheat off.
Right?
Yeah. Yesterday afternoon, coming back from Bismarck, saw lots of combines in the field that were moving along, harvesting. I had some Snapchats last night of vegetable beans being knifed and harvested, so we know that's going on. There's quite a bit going as far as harvest is concerned.
Do you, by chance, happen to have any numbers on the harvest so far, on percentages done or what's being done? I know we talked about wheat and some dry beans that have turned over already, but anything else?
I'm just going to make a semi-educated guess on the wheat acres. I'd say we're over half on all of our small grain acres across North Dakota for harvest. There's still quite a bit to the north of Highway 2, particularly because they plant a higher volume of acres up there. Additionally, I get a weekly email from USDA that tells me the condition and the harvest progress on corn, soybeans, and cotton. Cotton, not really a big deal here.
No.
And we haven't started our corn and soybeans yet. Although I did see quite a number of soybeans that would be nice and turning right now. They're forming, that yellow color as they're getting ready to go towards harvest.
Yeah, we have to make another trip up to our field because we have to inspect our crop. I haven't been up there in since last week I haven't been, when we were shooting video last for our Here We Grow series. And if you're new to that, that's the video series we're doing as we kind of document the progress of what it takes to get land, put seed in the ground, to grow the seed into a crop, harvest it, and then where it goes after that. And I'm sure, as you can tell, we're just pre-harvest at this point here. But if you want to watch that series, you can head over to the Facebook or YouTube page. Just search Weather and Ag in Focus. And we have all of our videos pinned there in a nice little location called Here We Grow. I think we have 19 episodes. And I don't have the most recent episode previewed, but this was from episode 17. This was from 2 weeks ago, our last video that came out. And the one that'll be coming up this Friday should be out by about noon. But here's the preview to one of our latest episodes that we have.
God dang it, I think we got hail damage here. I need to speak with Bethany from Irie Insurance, see what we can do about this. I need an expert.
Oh. Wait, what am I doing here? Oh, hi, Justin.
I didn't think that was gonna work. Hey, we got hail damage here. I think I'm gonna need some money.
No, Justin, this is bug damage.
How can you tell?
Well, because a bug eats around the veins where a hailstone, that doesn't care, it just goes right through.
So no money?
No money.
We try again next week?
Sure.
Okay.
You got enough of my money. You're trying to squeeze more out of faulty claim.
We tried again the week
People
after.
go to prison for that. You would not do well in prison.
And she said no.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do well
He's
in
too
prison?
pretty for prison.
Am I too
He's too
nice?
pretty for prison.
He's too pretty for
too
prison.
Call me pretty, Dean.
Too pretty.
Am I pretty?
I would hate to see bad things happen to a redhead. I'm only looking out for the good, for the best
That's
things.
wildly
How's that?
inappropriate.
Yeah, you guys.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Right, exactly.
Well, let's see.
It's
What
my
do we
middle
got
name.
coming up in the next segment? When we come back, we got another ag topic we need to get to. That's going to be global phosphate discovery. I'm going to be interested to hear about this, Bridgette, but hang on to it. I don't want to. Let's do it when we come back after the American Ag Network. But I think you were going to say something there, weren't you?
I was, because, you know, my segue to grain bags, actually a storage for farmers who are tight on bin space, that's actually real. And we can talk about that too when we come back.
Hey,
How's that?
Right on. And if you have any questions about the ag topics we've talked about or are going to talk about, and you want to join in on the conversation, give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. You can always reach us via email, and we do get a good handful of emails throughout the show that we bring up from time to time. That's weather or ag at flagfamily.com. We also live stream on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop comments on the live comment box there. We'll get caught up with the American Ag Network, and when we come back, as I was mentioning, we're going to talk about that global phosphate discovery and maybe what that could mean for people up here and around the area, and what Bridgette was teasing as well. And we still have another pair of tickets to give away for the Steam Threshers reunion, so be listening. Be caller number 1 when you hear the screaming goat, and you'll win yourself a pair of tickets. So stay tuned. All of that's coming up when we come back.
There's one question I ask those who suffer from chronic lower back pain. If you could feel better than you do, would you be interested? I'm Dr. Chad Zimmerman from the clinic in West Fargo. If you have chronic lower back pain and what you're doing isn't working, we have a 96% success rate with bad backs. Why? Because we're one of the few clinics in the state with advanced lumbar decompression therapy. Just one of hundreds of clients we've successfully treated. Here's Sherry.
There were times when I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, couldn't work out in my garden with my flowers, couldn't water ski at the lake, had a hard time just bending over to pick up anything off the floor. I can walk without pain. I mean, I feel like I want to dance all the time. I have been shoveling snow, I run my snowblower, and I again can play and walk with my German Shepherd puppy.
If you have chronic lower back pain and want to feel better than you do, give us a call at 701-492-0696 or find us at theclinicnow.com. That's theclinicnow.com. Give us a call or send us a message and let them know Dr. Z sent you.
It's Weather and Ag in Focus.
Tillage Tuesday, a weekly social media discussion between agronomists regarding the pros and cons of tillage in various soil conditions.
Hi, I'm Bridgette Readel, Ag Director. Join me during Big Iron Farm Show at the Morton Building Wednesday, September 13th from 11 to 1. Larry Lunder and Jason Hansen from Twitter's #TillageTuesday are joining us for a social media meetup. Join us to weigh in on whether or not to till or not to till. #TillageTuesday tweet up live from the Morton Building.
Don't start harvest off with sore feet. Stop in and purchase a pair of Red Wing boots. Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. If you're planning on coming to Fargo for Big Iron, make sure to put Red Wing shoes and custom insoles on the top of your list. Nothing's worse than sore feet during harvest. Stop in and check out our vast selection of styles and colors. You'll be surprised. 3003 Main Avenue in Fargo. Red Wing shoes for ultimate durability.
Reduce your reliance on the grid and save money at the same time. Hi, I'm Ben, owner of Holson Home Automation and Solar. Solar works in our area and is more affordable than ever. With incentives like the 30% federal tax credit, net metering, and low-interest financing, you can take back control of your energy costs. Give me a call at 218-78-SOLAR or visit us at holsonhome.com to schedule your free solar consultation. Locally owned Holson Home Automation and Solar. Illuminating lives, energizing communities.
Janae here, and make sure you join Ronnie and I at Big Iron September 12th, 13th, and 14th from 8:30 to 11 a.m. The Coffee Club will be broadcasting live from the Brenco building. Stop by and say hi. Chat with the Brenco team about their full line of Kodiak floor scrubbers and Karcher heated pressure washers. Ask them how you can save big during Big Iron. Join Ronnie Lee and myself live from the Brenco building 8:30 to 11, September 12th, 13th, and 14th. Trust me, it's going to be a great time.
Have you Googled yourself lately?
Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. I want to thank you for joining us. 1:50 in the afternoon, 79 degrees, and a little bit of a breeze out of the south. Big Iron is not next week, the week after, Bridgette?
Yeah, that's the week of. We'll be at Big Iron September 12th, 13th, and 14th. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, week after next.
Okay. Kind of want to know what the weather's going to be like, don't you?
Because I've had to wear a parka and gloves all the way to shorts because of the weather conditions at Big Iron, depending on the year. And carry an umbrella.
Pack a jacket.
Oh, really? You think so?
I don't know. I haven't looked 3 weeks out
Hold
yet.
on, I'm looking.
Okay.
We'll have to
I
see
think,
what that's going to be.
You know, we're all going to be out there, and granted, we'll be in the Morton building for this broadcast, but there'll be times we'll be outside. You know, when I'm driving y'all around on the golf cart. Yeah, it was.
If they give us a golf cart again.
I think we get one, and I'll drive. Hang on, kids.
Oh, God.
And what if we should check like the prize closet. What if we have things that we can, if you catch us on the golf cart and know who we are, we could maybe give something away.
We'll have to figure out what we can do.
Yes, we should. Let's think about what that could be, because that'd be a great time if somebody flags us down. Maybe they need a ride. Maybe they need something free from us at Weather and Ag in Focus.
Last year we were giving away some rain gauges, but someone recently took our last one, so we're all out of rain gauges now. But
do we still have one to give away for our yield contest that's on our Facebook page?
We got that one, but the last one we had, someone took it on Friday. So we're all out on those, unfortunately. But we still have the one that's for our active contest. If you want to head over to the Facebook page, Weather and Ag in Focus, it should be pinned on the top of our page. We're doing a competition to see who can guess closest or right on the money for the average bushel per acre of soybeans from the 20 acres that we're growing just north of Fargo. So if you can throw a comment on there and guess the correct or at least closest average over the 20 acres, you'll win yourself a rain gauge, and we'll announce that at least shortly after we do our harvest here in a few weeks, I would imagine.
And I just took a look at what the weather looks like for, and again, this is 2.5 weeks away. From our American model, our GFS model, which is always accurate.
Go America!
It has temperatures starting off
113,
about 105.
Oh Jesus!
And then falling off into the 70s later in the week with some thunderstorms. So
in North Dakota in September, is that some sort of a record?
That would be.
Well, if it was put
true.
This into comparison. So last week,
please.
And we were flirting with 90 degrees. Remember that
89
on Tuesday?
So,
the day that Dean lost the bet that he actually paid up for. He gave me a case of beer yesterday.
Of course I did.
Thank you. The GFS was saying it was going to be 110 on that day.
Yeah, and we hit 89.
Well,
so
that's true. And by the way, when you said that, we were flirting with those temperatures, just remember we're constantly flirting with danger here. So it seems about right for this show, don't you think?
Every time that red light goes on, it says mic on, we're flirting with danger.
All right.
That's for sure.
And we're just
that's
out
why
here
I have.
Who's
gonna send it? Yeah,
see what
that's why I have a
happens.
mute button. I just got to remember to use that mute button
Our
all the right times.
Whenever we're
some better
talking
than
on
others.
the show, Bridgette, our HR department is in there.
What does that mean?
That is true, too.
Oh, that is so true. We get screened every single day that we're on the radio. And one of these days, maybe there's going to be, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We've been on a pretty good roll for now. Oh, look at that. 74 lines full instantly. Let's go to line number 2. Now line number 1. Hi there, who's this? Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Oh, they hung up. You lost yourself a pair of tickets.
Well, then caller number 2
Caller
is the lucky
number
one.
2. Who is this?
This is Terry.
Terry?
Yeah.
You want to go to the Steam Threshers reunion?
I do.
Well, I got 2 tickets for you, Terry. Do you want them?
Sure.
Hey, right on. Well, appreciate you calling in. And you listen often? Where are you calling from?
I live out in rural Moorhead.
Oh, right on. Well, appreciate you calling in and listening there, Terry. Stay on the line. I'm going to throw you on hold. Our producer will get some information from you, and he'll tell you how you can get those tickets, all right?
That's good. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, and besides possibly going to the lake this weekend, for some of you, Dean already has his weekend lake places mapped out.
Oh, yeah.
But we can also be going out to Rolog for the Steam Threshers reunion, which their highlight for this year is military and veterans. So hats off and a salute to all of those who have been in service to the United States. We thank you for that, number 1. 2, it is the South Dakota State Fair in Huron. So maybe you want to go down to the fair. I happen to have a niece and nephew who are going to be in the ranch rodeo down there Saturday night. So go Team Lindgren. Nobody die. That's my goal. And
I think that's a goal every day.
they're young. They're apparently bounce better than their aunt.
Yeah,
Just
you know,
keep
I
your fingers
would agree.
crossed. Yes. So those are just a couple of the things that can go on. But most importantly, for all those who are going to Rolog, take the time to say thank you to all those who have served. Again, we've got very successful careers and brave men and women who have served in, whether it's the Marine Corps, the Army, Navy, Air Force, and more. So, and also to our National Guard members, thank you for doing that and enjoy that time out at Rolog.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a really fun time. I'm going to be busy, so I won't be able to make it
You'll
out
be out
there.
at the lake, too.
Yeah, I'm going to the lake. You guys got any fun plans this weekend?
Just anything around water.
Pool?
Heading to pool, pond would be good for you.
Pond.
Heading
Beaches.
down to Minneapolis tomorrow for the Big Ten home opener of the Gophers versus Nebraska. So that hopefully will be a good game.
Cool.
Dean, you're gone tomorrow, right? So you won't be on air with Justin and I?
I will not.
All right, you're going to miss.
And
I saw what I'm going to miss.
Our guest tomorrow will be one of the guys from the Grain Weevil in Nebraska. That's the little grain Roomba that'll go inside bins for safety. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that talk tomorrow. That'll be great.
Man.
And Bridgette, do you got any fun plans for the weekend?
Not that the FBI allows me to disclose.
She is
There
in
you go.
witness protection.
Witness
Why do you think
protection.
she's on the road all the time?
Yeah, what are you doing
Yeah.
on the road so much? It's like you are like doing stuff.
Hiding?
Running?
Yeah, currently
You're not
currently
running,
hanging
are
up at
ya?
cornfield. Well, my pickup's running by this cornfield,
What's
but I'm
in
not
the back
running.
of the pickup under the blankets?
Shh. Easy now. That's just sweet corn back there. It's fine.
Oh, cool. Where's your stand set
All
up
right.
at then?
Stand.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's the end of the show.
Yeah, I think that's basically going to wrap it up for Weather and Ag in Focus today. I want to thank everybody for calling in, the tickets that were given away. Still got a few more tickets, so be listening throughout the week ahead, and we'll give another pair or two away. And if I can stumble across more, I'll give away more tickets
You
then.
mean if you could raid the prize closet? That's what you really meant?
Turns out, all you got to do is slip a gift card into it, and the door opens wide open. But appreciate everyone
Nice.
listening. We're back tomorrow, 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Jay Thomas Show's next.
Is your vehicle ready for summer travel? Matthew Carlson here at Fix It